Yeah, I might have pushed it a bit too far this time, but does she genuinely think she stands a chance?
Yes. You did go a bit overboard. Firstly, you exaggerated when asked what you learned, making Hugo suspicious. Then, facing an ogre, you toyed around before getting serious and using Aura Blade for dissection. And instead of leaving it at that, you asked for a real challenge.
How was I supposed to know that wouldn't be a challenge? It's not like the troll he had me face fared any better.
Master, you're showing off too much. I'm sure Hugo is getting a good estimate of your true strength.
Well, I do need to give everyone a reason to hit the subscribe button to join our channel, so a bit of craziness might bring in the likes.
I would have liked if you didn't reveal more of our skills, but you had to go and annoy the young talent of the Morg clan. Camus Morg.
That brat was asking for it, and it was just a toy anyway. Those Morg clan members can't even take a joke, acting all high and mighty in front of me. Camus instructed me to get ready, emphasizing that she wouldn't hold back once she was prepared. Wasting no time, Camus began casting spells simultaneously, impressing the audience at her ability to cast 4 spells at once, acknowledging her as the genius mage of Morg. However, I effortlessly dodged all of them. I suggested that she focus on mastering one powerful spell rather than showcasing flashy but less effective ones. Sneering, Camus retaliated with a sandwall spell. I swiftly broke through the wall with a kick, prompting a comment on Camus's harsh words. Surprised at my strength, I launched an attack. Closing her eyes, Camus expected to get hit but was astonished to find me flicking my finger on her forehead, playfully sending her flying backward. Camus, nursing her forehead, accusing me of going easy on her. With a smile, I proposed ending the duel before it escalated further. Undeterred, Camus, with teary eyes, refused to back down and conjured a double-layered sand wall, confident that her defensive measure would hold, asserting that I couldn't breach the reinforced walls. Playing along, I delivered a single punch, effortlessly creating a hole in both layers. Surprised by the unexpected turn, Camus found herself on the receiving end of another flick, causing her to fall in apparent pain. Despite the playful exchanges, Camus continued attacking me, who effortlessly dodged her efforts. Noticing 2 other contestants having a duel behind me, I considered letting others handle Camus, as her attacks consistently missed their mark. Demanding that I face her, I warned Camus to have a defensive spell ready. Confused at first, Camus soon realized the incoming threat from the mage behind me. A powerful blast engulfed the arena, surprising the audience. Camus managed to avoid injuries with a defensive spell, but her clothes were burned by the flames. Feeling a sense of shame, Camus was on the verge of tears when I appeared before her, tossing my jacket to cover up. Confused by my unexpected kindness, she protested weakly. Unable to understand why I was helping her despite our rivalry left Camus in disbelief. The spectacle left the audience in awe.
Master, I noticed Camus, despite her initial anger, found her eyes drawn to you. She might be experiencing an unexplained attraction to you.
Data, I think you're seeing things. As Hugo and I walked down a dimly lit hallway after the battle, the repercussions of the duel lingered in the air. Hugo inquired about my duel with Lady Morg, curious about my decision not to deliver a decisive blow. I admitted to feeling unsure about how to deal with a female opponent, prompting Hugo to emphasize the importance of not letting my guard down in battle. Surprised by Hugo's unexpected concern, I reflected on the rumors surrounding his changed demeanor due to personal losses. Shifting the conversation, Hugo sought my opinion on the matter of the ruby mines. I suggested relinquishing control over the mines, reasoning that managing the monsters and barbarians in the region would pose challenges during our expansion. By leveraging the Morg clan, we could minimize losses and ensure a smoother expansion. Hugo agreed with my reasoning and outlined his plan. Once the Morg clan gained control of the mines, they would deploy a significant force to drive out monsters and barbarians, using the rubies as a strategic asset. Hugo believed this would deter the Morg clan from encroaching on our territory. Acknowledging that my idea aligned with his plans, however, I couldn't help but recall that the concept had originated from Hugo himself in my past life. Suggesting increased vigilance on the Morg's movements, Hugo revealed an augmentation in scouting efforts. Our discussion was interrupted by Adolf, proposing a peaceful resolution for the ruby mines issue. His suggestions included engaging the Morg and Baskerville children. While Hugo and Adolf explored the details, Camus blushed, stealing glances at me. Inquiring about the child for engagement, Hugo expressed concern over the age gap when Adolf recommended a union between Hugo's eldest son and Camus. Camus interjected, emphasizing her preference for a strong and close-in-age partner. Frustrated by her objections, Hugo and Adolf debated the age difference. However, Camus, blushing, directed her attention toward me, revealing her feelings. Adolf, disapproving, warned her against entertaining such thoughts. Hugo intervened, emphasizing that engagements relied on the individuals involved. Turning to me, Hugo sought my thoughts. Camus eagerly awaited my response, and after a brief exchange of glances, I accepted the engagement. Camus, intrigued by my response, blushed further, while an outraged Adolf seethed at my perceived audacity, clarifying to everyone there that my acceptance was in reality for me to just follow instructions. I left both Camus and Adolf puzzled by my response. Hugo declared that names and titles held no significance in Baskerville, emphasizing that greatness originated from both Le and Van Descent. However, Adolf, harboring skepticism, closely scrutinized me. I met Adolf's gaze, considering his reputation as a six-circle master and one of the Morgue clan's strongest mages. Breaking the silence, Adolf stressed the importance of selecting an appropriate husband for Camus. I wondered if even the genius of our Baskerville clan was insufficient for Adolf. Adolf placed his hand on my shoulder, attempting to press me down only to be surprised by my sturdy resistance. Questioning my silence, I provided a blunt response, leaving Camus in shock and Hugo struggling to suppress his laughter amid the tension. Finding humor in the situation, Adolf requested a deeper conversation with me. Hugo questioned Adolf's intentions, wondering if he intended to scold an 8-year-old. To Hugo's surprise, Adolf proposed a duel instead, indicating a test of my abilities. So, Adolf and I faced off in an arena, with Hugo and Camus observing from the sidelines. Adolf instructed me to showcase everything I could do, challenging my skills. Data. Use Camus as a reference to conduct a comprehensive analysis of Adolf's potential skill set. Run 100 simulations and present a detailed course of action. I'm increasingly irked by the remarks of this old fossil, and I desire a few strategies to address the situation with precision.
Conducting simulations 100 times. Continuous updates in progress. Final analysis uploaded. Master, enjoy your fight.
Will do. I agreed, but contemplated to myself that revealing everything might overwhelm Adolf because Data's analysis is always on point. Adolf, demonstrating his mastery, crafted a pot using fire, earth, and water magic simultaneously. Filling the pot with water, he placed it on his head and challenged me to make a single drop fall for victory. Data getting offended, but his taunt reanalyzed the situation and calculated my chances in a direct confrontation. Deciding to approach carefully, I charged at Adolf with a sword, prompting Camus's protest. Adolf blocked the attack with a barrier spell, amused by my attempt. He then turned to offensive, casting spells that I skillfully dodged. Camus continued protest, supporting me, surprised Adolf, questioning Camus's allegiance. Hugo, analyzing the battle, deemed Adolf's attacks challenging but not impossible to dodge, so chose not to intervene. Hugo watched as I continued dodging spells, eager to see my capabilities. I attacked with precision, attacking Adolf's shield. Adolf, impressed by my machine-like movements, stated about how a broken sword lacks any durability. However, Hugo and Camus were visibly shocked by what followed. Water unexpectedly poured on Adolf's face, soaking him completely. I remarked that the pot seemed full with a clear smile on my face. This win wasn't a fluke or coincidence, but a display of my exceptional talent and strength, prompting Hugo to wonder if he was raising a hound much stronger than anticipated. 7 years had passed since we first set foot on the Baskerville training grounds. Now, facing a formidable oxbear, we demonstrated our skills under the vigilant gaze of Staffordshire Baskerville. Staffordshire guided us, suggesting a strategic approach by targeting the hind leg first. The triplets executed well-coordinated strikes, showcasing the effectiveness of our dark crimson aura, a trait well-suited for Baskervilles. After successfully subduing the weakened monster, Staffordshire commended us, acknowledging our status as low-rank sword experts and masters of the first Baskerville technique. He emphasized the potential dangers we would encounter when facing the wild oxbear on Le Rouge, Illinois Mountain. With the completion of our intensive training, Staffordshire wished us luck in our future endeavors. As the young hounds celebrated their graduation, discussions shifted to preferences for Baskerville night orders. Interestingly, one of them expressed curiosity about the whereabouts of a certain individual, referring to the figure seated on the defeated oxbear, none other than myself. Their conversation about me continued, with one highlighting my impressive feat of defeating a larger oxbear. They speculated about my capabilities, suggesting that I might be on par with shadow hounds in prowess. Meanwhile, I sat atop the vanquished oxbear, reflecting on my journey. Despite progress, I sensed that the pace of my growth was slower than anticipated. Currently, I'm holding an intermediate rank in the 5th Baskerville technique. Interrupting my contemplation, Head Butler Barrymore delivered a message that the Patriarch sought me. I acknowledged it and proceeded to Hugo's office. Hugo, sporting a cut on his nose, greeted me in his office. Curious about the injury, I discovered that Hugo had been dealing with barbarians on the mountain, and a skilled archer had left a mark. Despite not capturing the archer, Hugo retaliated with a matching scar. While congratulating me on graduating, he forewarned me about the hurdles ahead, alluding to a demanding assignment. Hugo's ominous words hinted at the divergent paths awaiting Baskerville children, either as expendable soldiers or elites, educated in politics and administration. Understanding the dynamics within the Baskerville hierarchy, I knew that Hugo would be reluctant to allow an illegitimate child like me to pursue a course meant for the elite. As I contemplated the intricacies of Baskerville's sword techniques, designed to create a gap between elites and expendables, Hugo unexpectedly suggested I try the lower house of parliament. Perplexed, I sought clarification from Hugo. He elucidated that my accomplishments surpassed those of 10-year-old prodigies, and as such, I deserved an elite position. The role he proposed was deputy consul of the underdog city. I agreed to take on the role, but before delving into this new chapter, Hugo wanted to discuss the aftermath of my encounter with the Morgue clan and the Ruby Mines. Seizing my chance, I brazenly requested to borrow my reward, a notion that shocked even the head butler, though it seemed to leave Hugo unfazed. A stamped paper sealed the agreement, and I assured Hugo that I wouldn't cause him undue concern. The transition from being acknowledged as an illegitimate child to being addressed as son by Hugo marked a curious shift that I couldn't ignore. Strolling alongside head butler Barrymore, he underscored the importance of my appointment, highlighting the patriarch's deep respect and the implicit preparation for more significant responsibilities. An advancement in the disciplines of kingship.
Master, with this change in childhood, it wouldn't be impossible for you to renege on our agreement due to a change of heart.
No chance. Those reactions you were picking up were coming from Vikir, not me. This son nonsense is only pissing him off. Embracing my newfound role and fully aware of the challenges ahead, I viewed it as a chance to hone my skills in a more secure setting. My indifference toward current events contrasted sharply with the vivid memories from Vikir's past life, where the guillotine had severed his head. The inclination to make Hugo experience a similar sensation firmly rooted itself in my consciousness. In a region of the Baskerville territory, particularly in Underdog City, preparations buzzed in anticipation of my arrival. Within a villa, a bald overseer directed 2 diligent workers to guarantee immaculate surroundings for the incoming deputy consul. Speculations regarding the age of the new official filled the air. As I approached, the workers attempted to decipher my identity. Met with a stern response, I presented the document verifying my position. Confusion lingered among the workers as I directed them to ready for a celebratory event, signaling the commencement of my tenure. The workers remained perplexed about my early arrival, but I paid no mind to their confusion. Upon entering the villa, I noticed the questioning expressions on the workers' faces, wondering why the new deputy consul was planning a party. The festivities commenced, filling the entire villa with food, drinks, and the laughter of attending nobles engaging in lively conversations. Chihuahua Baskerville paced nervously in his office, visibly agitated. Glancing out the window, he couldn't believe his eyes. The newly appointed deputy consul, a young man recently inducted into city service, was hosting a party at the workplace. Already grappling with the challenges of his predecessor's dismissals due to bribery, Chihuahua was taken aback by this audacious behavior. As he prepared to express his frustration, I unexpectedly appeared behind him, inquiring if he was the general secretary.